Hello ladies and gentlemen, RP2 Vision would like to welcome you to another edition of AEW Dynamite Recap Show. Without further ado, here's your host, Ronald Ray.
Hello, ma'ams and sirs. This is Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent, welcoming you to this week's AEW Dynamite Recap. Yes, this was the go-home show for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view coming up Sunday. So, yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, you'll have a busy weekend. Saturday, you got the Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia from the WWE, and Sunday, you got AEW Double or Nothing taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada. And tell you the truth, folks, I did not dig this episode of the AEW Dynamite. Yeah, me sitting here and babbling is probably going to be more entertaining than the actual Dynamite show this past week. Because it was just, I think I checked out like basically probably after the first match. So my comments are probably going to be pertaining to anything but the AEW Dynamite show. Like, I was just thinking, because this is like my fifth take, and I'm being nice. One of these days, if I actually get good at this and get followers and all that good stuff, I'm going to start like taping outtakes of how many times I mess up before I actually come up with or do a nice, somewhat finished product. Anyway, like I said, thank you for watching. And if you're not a subscriber yet, click on that subscribe button, and that would be greatly appreciated. Now, with all that stuff out of the way, let's let it rip. And of course, the nice thing I will say about AEW is they always start off with a match. Hardly no talking, but anyway. Of course, one of my favorites, Orange Cassie. It was Orange Cassie defending his international title against Kyle Fletcher of the Aussie Open. And I think his partner's injured, but they just got signed to a AEW contract, so the Aussie Open is elite. And I'll give Tony Khan a little pat on the head. He did good. I think, like I said, Kyle Fletcher's partner's injured, and he's paying for his surgery. Oh boy. I read one of the stupid comments, on social media. It's like, oh, I bet you Triple H or Vince McMahon wouldn't do anything like that. Well, guess what? If they did, they probably wouldn't brag about it or talk about it or tell somebody not to talk about it, because that's not what they do. Anyway, so back to this thing. You got Kyle Fletcher flying in with a knee, brainbuster for 2, so that's one finisher we got. This kick to the curb. He was trying to make it a quick match, but it failed. Fletcher spent too much time on the top rope mocking Cassie and paid for it. Cassie made his first of many comebacks. After attempting to get the countout victory, Cassie would do the usual shenanigans, but wound up beating a super kick in the middle of that. Then we got the picture-in-picture. Kyle Fletcher on top for a little bit. Then you had Cassie kind of rolling around, kind of dodging Kyle Fletcher. Like I said, several comebacks in this match will be cut off by Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher looked like he's put away two Tombstone pile drivers, got him a two count. Then Fletcher went for another pile driver, and after hitting a half a dozen other finishers that Cassie kicked out of, Cassie countered another pile driver with a victory roll for the win. So, yeah, it was almost kind of like a video game, Yeah. Speaking of video games, I forgot when is it, June 29th? I forgot, sorry. the AEW game is going to come out. So far, the previews look pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about the game coming out soon. And let me know if you're going to purchase it or not. And speaking of video games, I finally did purchase WWE 2K23. Thought it was pretty. I think it's pretty decent so far. I haven't had a chance to play it that much, but that's okay. It's a WWE game. Since I'm babbling, there was a backstage, segment that had Ricky Starks getting attacked by Juice Robinson and Jay White. Yay. Next, we had the FTR promo. Dash came out, gave him compliments, and said, "Hey, you've outsmarted us." Dax then totally wrecked Jeff Jarrett, saying they're not a couple of TNA rejects. And after FTR defeats Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, you might want to check with the Queen of the Mountain. And he wasn't talking about that bitch of a wife, Karen Jarrett. He was talking about Dixie Carter, and maybe she has a job for him. Anyway, it took a couple weeks, but I guess Mark Briscoe, was still in his feels about the pile driver that Dax gave him when he was blinded. He came in, told me he didn't like it. Dax tried to say, "Hey, it was an accident, dude. Shake my hand." And Mark Briscoe gave him a hand right across the face. He left the ring, pushed Karen out of the way, smacked Jeff Jarrett, got in Jay Lethal's face, said, "Hey, we're boys, but I'm getting tired of this bullshit." And I guess that segment was okay, but because Mark Briscoe's supposed to be the guest referee, so is he going to be aligned with anybody, or is he going to cut right down the middle? Anyway, next up we get the trios title match. House of Black defended against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. Metalik's actually pretty decent. I seen him show up at Anarchy Wrestling in Cornelia, Georgia. I think it's right before he went to developmental hell in WWE. Did he really make it to the main roster ever? Not sure. I think Blake Christian is kind of the same boat. He was in developmental hell in the WWE. And of course, AR Fox, he's pretty talented dude too. But anyway, this wasn't enough to beat the House of Black. They continued their dominance. With the exception, maybe, AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Elite getting some dive shine here. House of Black, it was all House of Black. And of course, they get the win when after AR Fox tapped out to the inverted cloverleaf given to him by Rhea Ripley's favorite AEW superstar wrestler, Buddy Murphy, or Buddy Matthews. Which one is it this week? But yeah, that was cool to see. I like seeing. I like House of Black. Brody King's growing on me. He's a monster. And of course, Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black, man, they're super talented dudes. But anyway, next up we had MJF. Earlier we heard from Dylan's baby boy, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Now I will say, yeah. Anyway, so MJF comes out, throws water at Tony Schiavone. Of course, he knocked the crowd, knocked his opponents, blew smoke up his opponent's ass, but reminded them that, he's better than everybody, and also reminded them that, hey, my contract's coming up soon, and I could just be sick of being here. Darby came out and said he wanted to be the face of the AEW. Got kicked in the nuts for it. Sammy came out right before MJF was going to hit him with the ring. So MJF bails, but here comes Jungle Jack Perry coming out. Gave him a clothesline, held the belt up, blah. Man. Not buying this one, kids. Their first promo together was a whole lot better. This segment didn't say, oh, I think I need to get that pay-per-view. Yes, they have pay-per-views. Don't have premium events yet. So I think they still have pay-per-views. So anyway, next. Ladies match is up next. Taya Valkyrie versus Lady Frost. They do some counter takedowns. Then Taya took over. Lady Frost moved out of the way. Taya ran to the post. Lady Frost was getting cute with some gymnastics. Then ate a clothesline. This match was way too long. Jay Cargill came out. Blah, blah, blah. Sat there and enjoyed it. Clap for everybody. Finally, Taya put us all out of our misery with her version of the Jaded. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you about this one. Valkyrie's supposed to be a talent. Sorry. Don't mean to upset anybody. AEW fans. I'm trying to be as nice to them on this show as possible. But to WWE, as far as female talent, way. It's like WWE talent, ladies talent, AEW's. With exception of a couple, of course, Britt Baker's alright. Ruby Soho. Jamie Hayter's alright at best. I know a lot of fans seem like, oh, she's getting better and better. Okay. Anyway, and oh, goody, it's time for the Tony Khan announcement of where the first episode of Collision will take place. And it's at the United Center in Chicago. Whoopity-doo. Wow. It's not that they're not there like once a month, or it seems like sometimes a couple times a month, or whatever. I mean, but oh no, will CM Punk be there? Whoop-de-doo. Seriously, he'll come in, get a huge pop, because it's in Chicago, and I'm pretty sure the next town they're in, he'll get popped again, get a little bit of ratings boost, then they'll just tamper down again. Yeah, I was happy when he came out the first time, but whoops, what did I do? Anyway, that was cool when he came back, but kind of over it now. Sorry. Next, and what the world was waiting for, the contract signed for a no-holds-barred match with Adam Cole and Chris Jericho. Guess Adam Cole is still in his feels about Britt Baker. He got handcuffed and watched the Outcast beat up on his woman. Guess I'll be pissed too. He calls Jericho a scumbag and promises to break his leg if he tries to run, break his hand, break his elbow, break his neck, break his nose, break his pencil, break his game controller, break his drumstick, break his guitar pick. I think he promised to break a Fozzy CD over his head or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, Jericho called Cole a coward, or reminds Cole that there's 5 in his crew and only 2 in his crew. But Cole said he's got somebody else in his corner. It's going to be the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu. It was, I guess, kind of cool to watch him throw a chair at somebody's head, but apparently there's some people on social media that's on Sabu's case because he called Taz the N-word with the R, hard R. I just learned that today. Proud of myself. So So anyway, might see a apology from him soon or something like that. Who knows? Who cares? Next. And next we do have a wrestling match here with Daniel Garcia and Roderick Strong. Hey, this is actually probably the best match on the whole show, really. They did some back and forth stuff, exchanged chops, in which, of course, Roderick Strong was going to get the better of that. Um, it was pretty much all Roderick Strong until Garcia dodged a diving kick and rammed Roderick Strong's head into his steps. Um, they did that one version, the curb stomp, where they kind of figure fours or puts like a ties up the legs or whatever, then pulls the arms back and stomp. That should be a finisher. But anyway, what do I know? Seriously, what do I know? I've never been in a ring or anything. Just kind of watching this for a while and be like, hey, why did you use that for? Anyway, let me get off that soapbox. Anyway, Roger Strong made a comeback. He ended it with a suplex into a backbreaker, which I believe they call it the end of Heartache. So, actually, that's a pretty cool song that he gives out to. Anthony Henry, when he was in Anarchy, came out to that song. So, actually, one of my I don't want to say favorite songs. I just think it's a very cool song. Anyway, next. Oh, before that, they did show highlights of Willow pinning Sasha Banks to win the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's title, in which hopefully she gets fully recovered. Harsh feelings, which I don't have any harsh feelings towards Sasha Banks. I kind of care less. But you don't really want to see anybody get hurt. But so, seriously, hope she does recover and gets back at it. Anyway, next. Alright, and it was main event time. You had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Lucha Brothers, defending against Claudio Cassinoli, who is the Ring of Honor World Champion, and teaming with Wheeler Yuta, who I think he's still the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, which I didn't see the belt on him. Sorry, I've not been catching up with Ring of Honor. Don't they have their own show streaming thing going on? Oh, I guess the reason it wasn't for they had a good match, some flips, stuff like that. Of course, Claudio, did some cool versions of the European uppercut. The Lucha Brothers would win by doing their pile driver finisher. They did that as the Young Bucks held Claudio outside the ring. The Young Bucks were under the ring, held Claudio down so he couldn't save his partner. Lucha Brothers win. They super kicked the hell out of Claudio. And that's when Brian Danielson and John Moxley came in, and they were already in. Young Bucks were already in the crowd. I don't want to say it. I almost sound like John Moxley fell off the wagon for a little bit, but the last couple of lines actually did more to sell the pay-per-view than anybody else, especially your four pillars. You got in the camera and say, hey, if you like violence or if you don't like violence, this ain't the thing. This is not the thing to watch. But if you like it, they're whatever anarchy match, whatever they called it. It's gonna be bloody, blah blah blah. So that was probably the best that anybody sold this pay-per-view. But like I said, this is piss poor go home show for a pay per view. I compare this to the recent WWE after WrestleMania Raw. That was not that good. It was kind of unfulfilling, and this definitely was as well. So, but hopefully, the pay per view does well. I might get it. I might get it. I don't know. Because I'm off Monday. It is Memorial Day. Thank you for all the, soldiers out there. But, since I'm off Monday, I might check it out. See if one of my buddies want to come over and check it out too. Do a little review on it. How would you like that, folks? Anyway, like I said, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for all 75 of my subscribers. Please like, share. So hopefully one day I get more subscribers and more views and all that good stuff. God, see, I hate doing that part. This is the part I hate. Begging people, please. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm kind of out of it right now. I just got from work. I'm hungry. Fat boy got to eat. So, I'll end it here. Quit babbling. But, hopefully this entertains you enough. And like I said, it's probably more entertaining. That's how bad I thought this episode of Dynamite. I think me babbling on here was more entertaining than that, whole show. Anyway, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And y'all have a safe weekend. And watch your speed, because Popo or Poli's gonna be everywhere. So watch your speed. If you do get pulled over, don't do anything stupid. Don't drink and drive. Just be safe and have fun. All right.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife and Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife and Natural.